It seems like I'm tweeting more and more. And Uli has this very high tweet rate of about 1,000 tweets a month. And we can also have a look at when we tweet. Now at the tweet density graph, you see here I'm starting to tweet at about 8 a.m. Uli seems to sleep a bit longer and then starts tweeting throughout the day, but goes to bed earlier. You see here I go bed later. Sorry, I go to bed earlier, and we can also compare when we both tweet. For instance, I tweet a lot on Tuesdays, it seems, and on Fridays, when I tweet a lot somewhere at the morning at around 11 a.m. and a lot at night as well. Whereas Uli seems to tweet a lot at 12 p.m. as well, at around noon, and it's 4 p.m. he has his highest tweet rate. But we can also have a look at which people we sent the most replies to. Here see Uli has received 230 tweets in total by the time of recording. And there are other very nice people as well. I can recommend almost all of these. We can also have a look at the popular Twitter clients we have used. I started using Twitter here at around November 2008. Using Twirl, which is now also known as Seismic, or those guys work together with Seismic now. I used Hootsuite a lot. Nambu is a very cool client, and I tweeted a lot using Launchbar. And here's also a graph of most retweeted persons as well. Now we can also have a look at the so-called tweet cloud, which is equipped with a very cool animation to hide replies. And you see a lot of German words like das or ich or und, which means and in English. We can also have a look at the hashtags I'm most oftenly using, like woohoo or Stuttgart 21, which is a project for our main station. My top 5 hashtags are woohoo, S21, Mekun, lol, and fail, which is quite funny. We can also have a look at my follower stats. Now these are only built when you go to the website, so right now you see just 2 boring lines. This site is similar to other sites, for instance my first tweet, which is very cool, I believe. Here you can enter some user's Twitter name, for instance my commercial Zcasting 3000 project, which is the commercial screencasting project I'm involved with, I've created. And here you see my first tweet, which was, I'm new to Twitter. Anyone has an idea how this Twitter thing works? Which was sent at 31st July of 2010. Now, if you are a Twitter user for some time, you have built up a following and follower basis, and you usually start to wonder about people you can unfollow in order to clean up your profile, for instance. Now there are a couple of sites out there. One of my favorites, or I'll show you again my favorite pages. I found Untweeps very useful. Untweeps is a site where you can search for people who haven't updated their status, or which means they haven't tweeted anything in a certain amount of time, for instance 30 days. If you press list stale tweets here, you get a list of people who haven't tweeted for some time. For instance, Planet Being has sent his last update on 15th August of 2010. So select his profile here and then just click on unfollow, select the tweets, and I got 1 following less. Now another site is friend or follow. The way it works here, you simply enter a username, then it takes a while and it builds up this list of people you are following but who don't follow back, those bastards. Now for instance, Alex Lindsay here at the top doesn't follow me back. Or This account is pretty cool. CEO Steve Jobs parody account of Steve Jobs, or hey, Dan Benjamin doesn't follow me, or who doesn't follow me either? GitHub. GitHub doesn't follow me. Now, if you want to get rid of some of those people, you can also resort this list, for instance, by last tweet sent. And now here you see that Steve Martin doesn't follow me back, and his last tweet was some time ago. And then I simply select unfollow, and I got one following less again. If you want to ask your followers something, it's usually recommendable to create a poll or a survey for them. I found TwitPoll very useful for this. The address is twtpoll.com. Here you simply are able to create a new poll. You get a couple of predefined options here. You can have multiple choice with multiple answers, a drop-down menu, a rating scale. You can say, how do you like that movie we have all seen yesterday, from 0 to 10, or a ranking or something else. I select the default one, which is multiple choice, one answer only. I type in my question: how do you like Mac OS X Screencast? Now, the cool thing about this service is, if you select answer type, images or videos, TwitPoll will grab photos from TwitPic, TweetPhoto, and YFrog, YouTube, Vimeo, or TwitVid videos, and embed those videos in the answers. So when the people see the poll, they will see a picture instead of a link to TwitPic, which is very cool. Now, in my case, I don't have any photos to share. I just want to say something like awesome, or good, average, bad. I shouldn't write this in uppercase. Automatically closes in 1 week is the default choice, but you can also modify it if you want to run this poll a couple of times. I would recommend to tweet the link to that poll, which I will show right now. See now that I get this short URL here, and also shown in the upper menu bar, in the location bar it's called, sorry. And I would recommend to tweet that link a couple of times a day. Studies have shown that a tweet only survives or exists in the Twitterverse, or Identiverse as some people call it, only for a couple of seconds. So the reason why you should tweet that link to that poll a couple of times is that you reach more people. Therefore, more answers are created, and the answers to the poll are more representative. Now, in my case, I find Microsoft Screencast quite good, although I think it's awesome. When I vote, I get a quite different URL. It says /r/ and then this weird number. If you put /r in front of any TwitPoll URL, you get to the results page of that poll, and here you see that I've created one vote, in this case, which says awesome. But TwitPoll can do much more. If you go to embed, select question and results, for instance, or just a question. In my case, I want to have both in a blog post and have the background transparent. And if I click get code and then paste this code into a blog post, people will see in a blog post the embedded TwitPoll. That way, I cannot only reach people from Twitter, but I can also reach people on my blog, which is very, very useful in most cases. Now that we are active users of Twitter, we also might think about